Yeah, although prosecutors don't have to show a motive to get a conviction for first-degree murder, juries want to know the motive, especially when they see this clean-cut guy with no criminal background. They want to know why he did it. Now, I think it's coming into focus why he did it. He seemed to be a devotee of serial killers and crime. I mean, he studied under the BTK's autobiographer. I mean, he was so interested in true crime that it looks like he wanted to be the center of his own story.
This is Reporter Room with Jessica Della Davies.
Hello, Reporter Room investigators. Come on in, come on in. Thank you so much for coming by to spend a little bit of time with me. Today, we're going to be talking about the Bryan Kohberger case. So much new information. Please subscribe. I can't get to 40,000 subscribers without your help, and know that everything I'm sharing is my opinion. So this is the house where one of the cameras picked up footage. It's not the only camera footage, but this is the footage that Ann Taylor's talking about. So I just want you to have just a sense of where it is in proximity to the crimes. Ann Taylor, Alyssa Mathos, Bicca Barlow. Okay, so she says, comes now Bryan C. Kohberger by and through his attorneys of record hereby move this honorable court to exclude. Remember, if it's good for Bryan Kohberger, she wants to let it in. If it's bad for Bryan Kohberger, she doesn't want it in. So she says she wants to exclude the trial testimony by any state witness as to make the model of the vehicle seen on the 1112. That's the where I just showed you on the Google Maps. So that's this property right here. Okay, 1112. All right, so let me grab the motion. So she wants the 11112 King Road surveillance footage. This motion is made pursuant to IRE 103, 104, 404, 402, 403, and 702, and further based upon Mr. Kohberger's rights. Motion in limine number 12, make and model of suspect vehicle. Okay. So, and then she talks about the United States Constitution. She says, pursuant to IRE 103, 104, this court is required to the extent possible to limit a jury's exposure to inadmissible evidence. So she's saying this evidence is inadmissible and that the court's required to limit it. The state has claimed in various filings and reports that an FBI forensic examiner, Anthony Imel, identified the make and model of this vehicle seen driving in the area of 1122 King Road in the early hours of November 13th of 2022. The state has referred to this as suspect vehicle 1. The vehicle was not identified. So the state has claimed in various filings and reports that the FBI examiner, Anthony Imel, identified the make and model of this vehicle seen in the area of 1122 King Road in the hours of November 13th of 2022. The state has referred to this as suspect vehicle 1. The vehicle was not identified from surveillance footage in the area of the 1122 King Road house. So she's saying that because it was picked up on a neighbor's camera. So the vehicle was not identified from surveillance footage in the area of 1122 King Road house. Well, I just showed you that it is in the area. So it is. It's right there. There's 1112. So not really sure what she's trying to say here, but let's continue on together. So this first image is the surveillance video. Remember, we're not seeing the whole video. All we're seeing is a snapshot chosen by Ann Taylor and the defense team. So did she cherry pick out a snapshot, or is this, what the whole video looks like? The surveillance video comes from a residence at 1112 King Road. It depicts the corner of King and Queen Roads. And from that footage, lights from the vehicle can be seen on Walenda Road, a north-south roadway next to the neighborhood. Here's the other picture that she's got. Again, she's cherry picking out the images that she wants to show. And that's fine. Of course, she's going to do everything she can to protect Bryan Kohberger. She's a good lawyer. But she says these photos are from the 1112 King Road camera. I think that's okay. The Special Agent Imel did not make a vehicle identification And I don't know what this sentence is supposed to mean. It just doesn't make sense. I've read it over and over before I went live. The special agent Imel did not make a vehicle identification, was not made from this footage. So that sentence doesn't make sense unless there's supposed to be like an and. Let's read it with the and. Special agent Imel did not make a vehicle identification and was not made from this footage. So I'm not sure what this second half is. She's probably going to have to clarify that for the judge as well. Rather, as noted in emails between Mr. Imel and the FBI agent Edward Jacobson, it's clear that the identification of the make and model of the vehicle in this video was made via a separate video taken at the 1125 Ridge Road. So there's the 1125 Ridge Road. So to me, it just looks like this was this way, Cameron. But okay, let's continue on. Let's go back to the motion. Okay, so she's saying the make and model of this vehicle in the video was made via us at the 1125 Ridge Road. Oh, sounds like whatever this agent got, this FBI agent got, he thought it was really a good image of the car. She says, quote, there is no continuous footage linking the vehicle at the 1122 King Road footage and that from Ridge Road. So her complaint is that the video footage is not continuous. And to me, of course, it's not continuous. He would be picked up by different CCTV. The vehicle would be picked up by different CCTV cameras, as he made his way from Pullman, allegedly, he's innocent until proven guilty, to Moscow, Idaho, to the 1122 King Road house. Of course, it's not continuous. They didn't have a drone, filming the car as he rode in. Of course, it's going to be different cameras. I mean, we knew that. But I told you I thought the CCTV was going to be a problem for the defense team. And I think geofencing is also going to be a problem. But additional surveillance footage depicts vehicles not identifiable vehicles. Well, it sounds like the FBI agent who says, got a great one, felt like they found something on that image that clearly identifies that Hyundai Elantra. But let's continue on and see what Ann Taylor wants. Because remember, if it's good for the defense, she wants it to come in. If it's bad for the defense, she wants to keep it out. In this case, she wants it kept out. She says, thus, labeling the car from various bits of footage as the same vehicle is speculative. I mean, I don't think the judge is going to exclude this image. And it just makes me wonder if there's something in this image that the FBI got. He says, got a great one right here, got a great one. If there's something on this that and I told you, I thought they were going to be able to clearly show that it was Bryan Kohberger's car. And it sounds like that's what happened. And that's probably why she doesn't want this in. Let me know if you have a different opinion in the comment section below. He is innocent until proven guilty. She says, additional surveillance footage depicts vehicles, but not identifiable vehicles. Well, I think the jury should be allowed to decide that. If she really feels like it's not identifiable, then why not let it in? Because that helps her case, right? That helps her case. So, thus labeling the cars from various bits of footage as the same vehicle is speculative. Mr. Kohberger seeks an order prohibiting the state linking vehicle identification of the make and model of the vehicle in the 1122 King Road video based on identification of the car at the 1125 Ridge Road and referring to the vehicles as suspect vehicle 1. Okay, so just to make it clear, Ann Taylor is arguing that because the videos were taken from two different cameras, and probably more cameras than that, obviously there's something on this 1112 video that clearly identifies the vehicle as belonging to Bryan Kohberger. Remember, I told you during that hearing, she messed up and she said, Bryan's car. And I showed it to you. If you haven't seen that video, watch it. You can see Ann Taylor slip up and admit that it's Bryan's car in a hearing. But And I also see that she's saying Mr. Kohberger seeks an order. And I'm just wondering if he asked her to do this. Because I think, I don't think this is going to work. Of course, there's not going to be continuous video footage. They didn't know, law enforcement didn't know in advance he was going to commit these crimes. They didn't have a drone following him. So she says, she's calling it the speculative nature of testifying that the vehicle is the same vehicle renders it irrelevant to these proceedings, far more unfairly prejudicial than probative. This is also a jury question, and testimony calling the two vehicles the same invades the province of the jury. Thus, this court should exclude testimony linking the two vehicles same. Law enforcement says, this is all we know. We don't have the whole email. Not a great one. And obviously it's something that clearly identifies the vehicle as Bryan Kohberger. And what she wants to argue is that the vehicle, tell me what you guys think about this. Should the jury be allowed to decide? So what she's saying is that the jury should not be allowed to make their own determination of this. So I don't think this dog is going to hunt. Let me know what you think the judge will decide. Please subscribe. I can't get to 40,000 subscribers without your help.